What is going on, guys? And finally we're getting the chance to work with some real code and to make our first C program. I guess you're pretty excited, don't you? At this point you should already be familiar with different aspects that we've spoken of previously. We said that there are spoken languages like English, Japanese, and many others. But now to develop our own programs we are going to use a programming language. And in this course, the programming language we're going to use is C. This simply means that the instructions are going to be written in C language with its own format and its own language rules. Just like in English, you know that every new sentence starts with a capital letter and a sentence may end with a dot. The same will be here, just that we'll use a semicolon instead, rules that are unique for a C language. Alright, and now I want you to take a look at the default program that was created once we started a new project in CodeBlocks in the previous section. It's pretty much the same program, I've just changed a couple of lines in this template so it will be easier for me to explain. Let's go to our code. So the first thing I want to talk with you guys about is this line, int main. Basically what it means is simply specifying the entry point. You see, there are a lot of things written here such as includes, main, return, and in the future there will be also printing lines. And what we would like to do is to know from what point we should start running the real commands. Should it be from line 5 or maybe from line 10? And what the entry point, what this int main means is that it's just sort of a container for a block of commands. And this block of commands is specified by these beautiful curly brackets. The left curly bracket specifies the beginning of the block, and the right curly bracket specifies the end of it. So every time your computer sees that int main and the block of commands, it seizes as, okay, from here on, okay, from right here, I will start running your commands. The first command will appear here, the second one here, and until I reach the right curly bracket, this is going to be the block of commands that I'm going to execute. So for now, for our first lessons, all of your code, all of your C commands, remember that they are going to be placed under this int main section. Alright, so also we have these two lines, include stdio and include stdlib. And what they do is that they simply allow you to include different functionalities into your program. For example, stdio stands for standard input-output, and basically for now it just gives us all the necessary functionality to work with inputs, such as reading information from the keyboard, and also to work with outputs, such as displaying different things on the screen. You do remember that both the keyboard and the screen are additional parts of the computer, right? And one is used as input and the other used as output. That's why we need to include the functionality of working with inputs and outputs in our program. So stdio, standard input-output functionality. And how should we exactly use that? We'll see right away. So very good, guys. You see, it's not so complicated, right? Oh, and by the way, if we're to speak about this little return 0 line, which comes as the last command of the main block, think of it for now as just a command indicating that this program, this code, has finished running successfully. Basically, when your operating system executes a program and the returned value is 0, the operating system can assume that the program has terminated successfully. But more on that later on. Also, note that every command in C ends with a semicolon. Just like sentences in most spoken languages end with a dot, in C programming language commands tend to end with a semicolon. And that's basically all you need to know about the structure of your first C program. Pretty easy, right? I hope that everything makes sense to you in this video, and now we can say that is enough for the theory, and we should open CodeBlocks and create a new project. It's time to practice. Finally, some hands-on. Let's go.